All right, guys. So first of all, that we're going to go to activity. I'm gonna make the quiz available to us. So make sure that you're gonna upload it the homework. You're gonna submit your homework once. Homework two is gonna do tomorrow. And I'm sorry, on Thursday. I apologize. So make sure that you're gonna submit both of them on time so I can, let you know what it is. However, there was a certain homework assignment would not be on the exam, especially the question number 29 or 30, 31, 32, whatever it is, right? So whenever you just have to finish homework number two from question number one up to 21.
Sí, ya lo desconecté, Estefan. Listo.
All right. So what happening for that is I have seen people just struggle with like 29, 30, 35, and 40, right? So those will not be on a test. I will not grade those homework assignments. So make sure that we're not going to do all of this, right? So we just have to stop at question number 21. And that's pretty much it. Are we good? All right, guys. So now we're gonna have the quiz. Before we start with the quiz, of course, I have to go over questions for you guys. It's a quiz for test one, right? And all you have to do is just submit your work just the way that we submit it on homework assignments. Okay. Are we good? All right, so let me just go over a question before we start the quiz. I just don't want to let people behind. And after the quiz, you can choose to stay or you can just leave. I don't take attendance. I know it's a very snowy outside. I have emails saying that I have an appointment at 12:45, so I have to go right there, which is perfectly cool. I mean, so let me just go to exam one review today. And the topics, of course, like we mentioned earlier, the topic was something that we covered, right? From the ratio problem, percentage, the 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 relationship between the present value and the future value, and also we have to know, how to deal with the questions with the increasing annuity and decreasing annuity. So that's one of the things. Okay, so let me just start with the decreasing annuities. Okay, so most likely it's going to be what? Anyone still remember what it is? Okay, so no one wants to answer the question. So decreasing annuity is basically include what mortgage payments, correct? So this is what we have to pay for per month, so like monthly payment. And withdrawal, right? Withdrawal something with the current money, current money. So all of this basically, you know, this is the loan, right? And the loan is always be the present value, something like that. So this is a retirement as well is one of the things that we should know. So now we're going to go over questions for that. That's I believe it's one of the things that you're going to have on the quiz. You can do it now if you want to, it doesn't matter. But remember, this one going to be 5 points added to the third exam. Is due um, around 140, right? So make sure that you have to submit it by that time. I would say like 1:40 p.m. Is that good, people?
Yeah, that should be good.
That should be good, correct? Okay, so
Can you
and
show the decreasing annuity again, please?
I'm sorry.
Can you show the decreasing annuity you just wrote?
Oh, the increasing is not going to be on a quiz, so I'm going to go over that questions, and afterwards we're going to go over the increasing annuity, which is basically related to the future values problem. And so let me just go to the thing that we have. So you will be asked by two of them, right? So let me go back there. By two of them, okay? So this is the thing that we're gonna have on the quiz. So one is basically what we have to look for the present values, correct? The present value is basically the maximum amount of loan that you're allowed to. So maximum amount of loans, right? That we can afford with the monthly payment, something like that. Okay. Is that good, people?
Yes.
And the second forms that we have here actually it's not good. So let me just copy that part. So this one's gonna be the PMT will be so expected payment. So you want to find the expected payment for a certain amount of loans, right? For a certain amount of loan that we borrow. Like periodic payments, right? Most likely monthly payment when it comes to the mortgage payment. Are we good? So we have to utilize one of these to answer the question. So let's start with the exam review, assuming that we do not go for the chapter sum. So we're gonna go for the exam review solution. And then just pick one question to do with regarding to the mortgage payment. So let's say we're gonna go for question number 22. So assuming that we want to buy a car at $25,000, the company is offering 2% interest rate for 48 months. This problem probably like a long time ago with a 2% interest. Are we good? So now we need to identify what it is. What is the 25%, I'm sorry, $25,000 mean to us, people? Anyone knows what it is?
Is it the future value?
It's the present
Um,
value. Yeah, it's present value because we want to buy $25,000 car. This is the amount of the loan that we have to get, right, from the bank. So it's going to be the present value, correct? So apparently we have to analyze what does that means. So the monthly payment is we trying to look for what? We trying to look for the PMT. Do we agree? Are we good? The quiz is not Thursday. The Thursday gonna be the exam. Okay, so make sure that we do the quiz today, and then we have to do a review for Thursday test. Okay, so Thursday test, there'll be 14 question. I will let you know what it is. So the PMT gonna be what we're looking for. Are we good? And then the $25,000 is simply uh the present value. And then we also have the interest rate R equal to 2%. Are we good? Are we good with that, people? And for 48 months, so T equal to 4 years. So N equal to 12. So now, so we're looking for a PMT, so we have to use the PMT forms, correct? So we're going to use this one. And then we'll just simply plug that in. Right? So the future value, the present value 25,000 times. So on the numerators, we're going to do we're going to do what, people? So on the numerators, we're going to do all over n. Are we good? So the R was 0.02.
Nah, for life.
For life. We came into that.
Okay, and n equal to 12. So we have to divide it by 12 in this case, so make sure that we get it right. And the bottom was 1 minus 1 plus all over n. So which is 0.02 over 12. And then we raise to the power NT. So remember, if that related to the present values, it's going to be negative NT in this case. So the N equal to 12 and T was 4. Are we good? Is that good, people? And then we just simply need to compute it on the decimal calculator. So that's going to be a thing that we have to do it. I have people who are just struggling with decimal calculations on homework assignments. So let me just show you how to do that one more time. So make sure that we download these calculators on the exams, the third exam, second exam, and the final exams. So take 25,000 times So this is what people usually make mistakes when we do it. So divide, and on the numerator, we have another division. So you have to click on the numerators and then you do the division again. And so on top of that, so I'm going to put down 0.02 over 12. And the bottom is take 1 minus 1 plus 0.02 over 12. And then you have to go out here, close parentheses, and then raised to the power. So we have to hit this one, negative 12 times 4, which is, so when you do that, we're going to make mistakes on it. So when you do the 12 times 4, we're going to take 12 times 4, close parentheses. And that's essentially going to give us 542.37. Are we good? Any questions? Any concern? People? Any
So
question?
when the question says monthly payments, it's always looking for PMT. It's always the one on the left.
Yeah, PMT. Right here at PMT, monthly payments or quarter payments, or what is the how much do we have to pay each month, right? Each month, something that stay with each month, monthly, quarterly payments, whatever it is, that's what we call the PMT. Are we good? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that people understand. So the PMT usually come with the keywords monthly payment, or each month, right? How much do I have to pay each month? Something like that. Each month, right? Something like that, or each quarter, and all of that is essentially going to be the case. And somehow it's gonna say like how much do we have to pay each quarter, right? Or quarterly payment, something like that. So it just depends on the question, most likely monthly payment when it comes to the mortgage payment. And it's quarterly payment when it comes to like every 3 months, right? In terms of the student loans or stuff like that, most likely take place like this. Anyway, so we're going to have this calculator, decimal calculator. Make sure you know how to make sure that we know how to compute this on the decimal calculators on the exam. So that's very, very important. Okay. Oops. Are we good? People? All right. So let me just, so this is going to be the quiz questions. Let's say I want to find a total interest. What should we do, people? The quiz is going to ask us to compute a total interest. What should we do? Hello? I need some help with this. So we're going to take that monthly payment, you multiply with 48 months, correct? So 12 years, I'm sorry, 12 months a year. So 4 years, 48. So if you want to do that, we can take 542.37 times 48 months, correct? So this is the amount of money that you have got to pay. And if you take 26,333.76 minus 25,000. So the total interest that we have to pay off will be $1,033. Are we good?
Yes,
Is that
we're good. We're good.
Okay, we good. I just making sure that people know what it is. So remember, when you multiply by 40, you take that amount of money. This is the amount of money that we expect to pay every month. So you multiply with 48 months. So that's going to give us the total amount of money that you have to pay off. And afterwards, in order to compute the total interest, we simply take that amount of money, multiply with $25,000. So that's going to be a total interest will be $1,033. Sorry. Sorry. So this is like a total payment. And this is a total interest. Are we good?
Yeah.
Second.
Yes.
Okay, so we take that amount of money and multiply with the number of months. So you're gonna see only one question like this on the third exams, and hopefully on the final exams. And but the rest of the questions will focus on different things. So we also have the increasing annuity. So let me just repeat that again. This question will be on a quiz question, and make sure that you're able to do it. So now, remember the quiz will be due. You can just get the quiz by clicking activities one more time, go to assignments, and then you can download and do the quiz. So we can submit the quiz just the way that we submit the homework assignments. So click on it and add a file, and don't forget to hit submit button to finish the process. Okay, so make sure that the quiz must be submitted by 1:40. Are we good? So now we're going to analyze what we're going to have on the exams. So exam 1 topics. So if you can do all 28 questions on the exam review, you should be good. You should be good. You're totally good, right? So remember that we're going to have the ratio problem. So the ratio problem is very, very important things. There will be 2 or 3 questions like this on the test. Each question will be, 7 points or 6 points, depending on the complexity of the question. 14, 1-4. So I forgot to mention that. So there are 14 questions on the exam. Okay. Are we good? So each question might carry a number of points. Sometimes there are some questions that carry 10 points. So let's say when it comes to the mortgage payments, that's the 10-point questions, because you have to know which one's going to be the present value, what are we looking for, all of this. Okay, all of this. So there are 14 questions, and don't forget to bring a page of notes to class, right? Are we good? So don't forget to bring a page of notes, double-sided. Okay. So decimal calculator. Is that good, people? If you don't have it now, please download. I have a student just doesn't really have enough capacity on her phone. So she told me that, well, I couldn't really download decimal. That's your problem. So make sure that you carry a phone that can download a decimal calculator with you. It required. Okay. I mean, you don't necessarily have to follow this. To be honest, you can just separate out all of this calculation and do it one by one to get to the final answers. But I prefer a decimal calculator. It's so easy. All we have to do is just simply plug in all of these values. You have to be careful with the syntax error. right? So when you plug in a decimal calculator, don't forget that do not put the comma. Do not put the comma after 25, right? So you put down a comma on the calculator, it doesn't work. Do not put the bracket, right? The bracket is just simply misleading. I don't have any bracket. Even if you see the formula right here, I might put the brackets between them, but do not do the brackets. Okay, do not do the bracket because the bracket is gonna give you an error on the calculator. And make sure that you're able to compute it to the last step. I have a number of students who look at a problem that was easy, but when it comes to the exam, the quiz, the homework assignments, that we always have these challenging issue. Okay. So when it comes to the exam, it won't really come to your desk and then tell you, okay, you're supposed to do this, supposed to do that. You have to handle it yourself. So when you raise the exponent, make sure that we have the parenthesis between them, unless you know this is 48 payments that a person have to make in order to pay up the car. So that 48 payments are going to be added up to $542,542. So when you put it on the parentheses, when you put it on exponent, make sure that you put it on parentheses. You don't want to do 12 times 40, 48. Okay. So that's the thing. So make sure you use a decimal calculator and don't forget to bring a pen and pencil because I believe it's nobody can pass the exam without pen and pencil, right? I have like a number of students just come to the exams. I forgot my pen, forgot my pencil, right? So it's really hard to deal with. Now we good. So the exam's going to be on Thursday. February 15th. Okay. So the time will be from 12:15 p.m. to 1:40 p.m. Are we good? Is that clear to us? So I would ask you guys to prepare page notes today. If you can show it to me, that would be great. If you don't have it, just please do so before the exam. Okay? Before the exam, make sure that you have your notes with you. Are we good? Are we good with that, people?
Yes.
All right, then. So let's say we're gonna do question number 14. As you see some of the ratio problem like this, you don't have to be really concerned about some question without math, just like 13 or question number 8. Those questions will not be on the exam. Okay, let me just repeat that again. Question number 8, question number 14 will not be on the test. So just make sure that you don't over focus on, I'm sorry, question number 8 and 13. You don't need to be focused on the thing that, doesn't, you don't necessarily have to do it. It's simply telling you exponential, simple, linear growth. You don't have to, right? So let me just do number 14. And I believe that's the thing. Oops. So let's say we have like a problem regarding to the ratio problem. How do we know it? So it's going to give us like a fit, which is the length over the cost, right? So let me use different marker for that just in case. And then, so we're gonna have this done. And some of you might think, can I just set a problem differently and start a problem differently? I'm perfectly okay. I'm perfectly okay with that. Some of you might just look at the ratio between A and 40. Was that so 8 times 5 equal to 40? So 14 times 5 is $70. And then you give me the answers, they have the same ratio. So that'll be $70. You can use that notation to give me the answer for that. I perfectly accept it. So 8 over the amount was $14, right? And then that's equivalent to So we call the length was the length was 45th. And then over x. Okay, we good? So afterward, we can just simply solve for x in this case. We can just solve for x by taking 40 times, so we can do cross multiplications. 8 times x equal to 14 times 40. So we can take 14 times 40 over 8. And that's going to give you his final answers correctly. And we get the answer 70. Are we good? Is that great, people?
Yes.
Okay, so afterwards, I believe every problem is going to be the same. There's nothing. So just pay attention to 14. There was a couple of questions we related to that, and then we just have to compute it. You might see the question like that on question number 6, and it's a percentage problem, and make sure that we are able to understand if someone increased by 20%, decreased by 20%, they do not end up with the same price. Okay, so make sure that we're not going to add up the percentages and tell me what it is. So let me just look at that example. So a store has clearance items that have been marked out by 80%, and they are having a sale advertising additional 30% off. So we can say, remember, this 80% is basically applied on the original price, and this 30% will be applied on the amount after 80% down. So that's kind of different. Remember that you do not get 110% off. Nobody going to give you the free item plus 10%. Okay, come over. I'm so sorry. I have like I have my dog just coming around, so I do apologize for this. You do you want to see him? It's right here.
He is
Okay. I have another one's it's cute. Let me show you guys. Hold on. Yeah, this one's better.
What is their names?
Palm is Pomeranian, so I just call him Palm.
That's
I
cute.
have another rabbit. It's in the other room. So, all right, guys. So let me just do this problem real quick. So the store had clearing items that marked out 80%, right? So somehow it's really hard to deal with that percentage, right? Without the original price. So I would say, well, let's set up the price first, right? So assume the price is $100 because 100%, that's go with $100 will be much better. Original price is $100, right? Okay, so it's going to take 80% off. Correct? It's going to take 80% off. Right? And then meaning that, well, so it's going to have 80% hour, so subtract from $100. So it's going to be $80 decrease, right? So going to take $100 minus $80. And so the remaining price will be $20. And afterward, this going to take another 30% off, right? Just take another 30% off. Are we good? So what happening for this? So we're gonna take $20 minus 30% off from $20, $6, correct? $6, 20% off is, so the amount of money that we're gonna pay was $14. But the questions does not ask us how much that we have to pay. The question doesn't necessarily give us the original price. So what we can say, we have to set up the percentage, but however, we actually did because we assumed the original price $100, right? It's 100%. So we only pay 40% from the amount that we set up, right? So we only pay 14% from the original price. Are we good?
Yep, good.
Right, $14. So we can take for $14 over 100. So you can get 14%. I mean, you can set the price as $200, but you have to pay a total of $28. So we take that ratio, so that's gonna be harder. So I would prefer $100 for the atom. Does it make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so now let's consider another problem. Let's say this question would be on the exam, just in case that you don't know exactly what it is. So let's say the person left $12 tips, and what percent tip was that? It's a percentage problem, but I prefer people just solve it using the ratio, right? So what percent of the tip would be what? Would be 12 over $80, correct? And times 100%. So that's add up to add up with 50% answers. All right. Any question? Any concern? We also have this problem, so make sure that the whole things will be original price always be 100%, right? Original price will always be 100%. So this amount of money, all we come up with the different percentages will be 1, 1, 2, 3%. And then we can solve for that by setting up the equation and do a cost multiplication for this, right? Cost multiply. And then we can just solve for x along the way. So original always be 100%. Are we good?
Yep.
And any amount, any other amount is gonna be like a full percentage, right? So let's say you take 20% sell, assuming that it's gonna be like some percentages. So let's say we have that atoms takes 20% off, right? So meaning that we have to pay 80%. So 80%. Okay. So that price is going to be over 80. Okay. So this is going to be 80. So we have to divide it by 80 and then set them up by the ratio problem you want to. I mean, there there are a variety of way of solving problems. Some of you might just simply take 524, 887 over 1123, and you get to the final answers correctly over times 100 to get that point. All right, guys, so you can start up the quiz if you want to. So I do not think there's any problem with that, but assuming assuming we have question number 16, let me just go over it, and then we're gonna go over some of the increasing annuity, and then I will let you go for sure. So now this one's basically there's no PMT, right? So how much will you have in the account for 10 years? So the question is simply asking for the future values, correct? So this one is for future values. Is what we're looking for. Okay. So it also gives the question also gives the t equal to 10, 10 years. And then the interest rate with 5%. $1.05. Compounded annually, so n equal to 1. Okay. But now, if you deposit $300, right? So this is the hardest part. This is the hardest part. So if the question gives we deposit $300 per month, okay, per month, meaning that well you're gonna pay $300 every month until or every year or something like that. But if you only deposit $300 once and for all, so we don't really change that amount, we never care, right? So we just put the money there. So that's going to be the future the present value. So this one is the present values. Are we good? So remember, this is not a PMT. This is not a PMT because it does not give us the word each month or monthly payment or quarterly payment, something like that. Are we good? So we should know the difference what we're gonna use, which font that we're gonna use. So the PMT problem usually it's gonna come up with a certain like how much do you have to pay per month, per quarter, per date, something like that. But most likely, if there's um, there's no these words like each month, a monthly payment, so it's always be the present values. So they're basically a form for that. So the present values equal to what are we looking for? We're looking for future value equal to the present value times 1 plus r over n, right? So let me just write out the form for us right here. So now we just simply just just plug that in. So what we have for the present value was $300 times. Oh, we open the parentheses for that. We're gonna take 1 plus r over n. So r was 0.05. Okay. Over over 12 over 1. I'm so sorry. N equal to 1. So we just divide it by 1. Or we can skip that part. If the n is if that question's compiled annually, so we can skip that. It doesn't matter to me. And then we rate to the power nt. So n is equal to 1 times t was how many years do we take? 10 years times 10. So we can skip 1 if you want to. Doesn't matter. So we can simply take on a calculators 300 times 1 plus 0.05 rate to the power of 10. So you get the answer is $488. Are we good? So we should know which
Posting these on classes?
I'm sorry?
Are you posting the notes on classes?
Yes, I will. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Are we good with that, people? Hello? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay. I need some response before I can move up to the next part. So this one, a decimal calculator. So if compile, so we can skip 1. Yeah, and equal to 1. It doesn't really change the fraction that much. It doesn't really change the fraction at all. It's or the exponents. Okay, if it's compiled annually. All right. Are we good? Are we good with that? So you're gonna see a certain problem like that, or you might be asked by these questions: how much would you need to deposit in an account now in order to get $20,000 in the account in 4 years? So now we have to do the opposite when we're looking for the present value. So we have to change the sign to negative. And I think I'm making mistakes, right? So this one is -4. I'm definitely going to change that. Okay, so that would be -4. So we should have less money in order to grow $20,000. We actually earning some interest, right? So that's important. Are we good? So this one's -4. So let me do that again, like 20,000. I think I'm making mistakes right here, just in case. So I make a little typo right there. That's supposed to be -4. -4. Okay. So let me just do it on calculator, show you what it is. So that'd be 20,000 times 1 plus, it's compound annually is 0.06. And then raised to the power -4. So it's supposed to be -4, making sure, this is negative exponent. So when computed, computing um, uh, present value from the future values, we change the sign to negative. Okay. So all of these like the total amount of money, the lump sum amount of money. But now, what is the problem that we need to do with future values with the PMT problem? Let me just look at question number 18. All right, guys. So now you want to have $3,000 in 2 years, correct? So this is gonna be what? So this is gonna be the increasing annuity, right? So let me just write up the increasing annuity first, what it means by that. It's basically related to including the future values, right? So we trying to look for the so that would be the so include the future value and the PMT. So most likely these questions related to the future saving, right? This is how much money you want to get in the future, right? The saving account, right? Something like that, or retirement. Okay. So let me get up the question right here. So I want to save $3,000, right? For 2 years. So that's will be the future values. Are we good? And then it also says t equal to 2 years, so t equal to 2 years. Are we good? And then we're paying 8% interest rate. So R equal to 8%, 0.08. Compounded quarterly. So this one is a keyword. So quarterly. N equal to 4. Are we good? So there are actually two forms for that. So we're looking for what are we looking for? So we're looking for the how much should we deposit each quarter? So this is a keyword for that. You want to deposit each quarter. So you're looking for the PMT. And the form for that should be something that we have seen before. So this is what we have here. So given by all of this, so we're gonna have the future values was given by $3,000, right? So that'll be 3,000 times. So what we have here gonna be the whole fractions, and then the numerators. We have two numerators. So the R was separately 0.05, 0.08. So sorry. Over N equal to 4. Are we good? And then you're going to take 1 plus 0.05, 0.08 over 4. And then you rate to the power NT. So N was 4. Time T was how many years? 2 years, correct? So N equals to 4, T equal to 2. Are we good with that, people? And then you minus 1. Any question, Nick? Any concern? So now we just simply do it on calculators. We're gonna take 3,000 times 1 plus, sorry, times, do we have 2 numerators? On top, they're going to put 0.08 over n is 4. And the denominators, we're going to do 1, open the parentheses, 1 plus 0.08 over 4. Get out the fractions, close parentheses, and rate to the power 8, right? So if you want to do like 4 times 2 is 8, you knew it, you don't have to. So this is also another parenthesis that we use, minus 1. So we have to pay $349 per month in 2 years. I'm sorry, per quarter in 2 years in order to save $3,000. So every 3 months, you have to pay $349. Are we good? All right, guys. So I'm not sure if you guys still sleeping right now, but please complete the quiz by 1:40. Okay, so just take a photo for that. If you're like 2 minutes late, that's fine. 5 minutes late is okay, but you can't complete the quiz by 3:40, something like that. Okay, and we're not accepted. So those quiz gonna worth 5 points added to the third exams. It's optional. You don't have to take them if you don't have to take it if you don't want to. But I strongly recommend you guys just take the quiz. Okay, it's important. You know, it's gonna be some insurance points for you guys before the exams. Any question? Any concern? Are we good? So this is what we have for the future value, the increasing annuity. All right, guys. So if there's no questions, I will end the class here, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Okay. If you still have questions, I will stay. Any question? Any concern? All right, guys. So have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay warm. I'll see you on Thursday. When you have any questions, please put it on your notes. Right? We allow you to have notes on Thursday, a page of notes. And don't forget to bring to download a decimal calculator. You can't just tell me that, well, I will download it, by Thursday. No, you have to do it now. Okay. And then make sure that you input all of these numbers on a calculator. Make sure you check them. Okay. And then, so that's going to be the final answers. All right. So have a wonderful day. I will not take attendance today because the snow day and some of you might not be here. We only have like a couple of people. So on Thursday, I hope that all of you are going to be present. I upload videos on Brightspace. You can see them along with the notes. And let me know if you have any question or concerns. Okay, so I'll see you on Thursday. That's the exams, okay? That's the exams. 14 questions. Take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.